is Melissa Kuchinski. I am a family lawyer and mediator in Washington, D.C. in the United States. Throughout my 15-year career, I have focused on resolving disputes when family members, usually spouses or parents, live in different countries. In 2013, I had the good fortune of working with the Hague Conference on Private International Law on projects related to the Hague Child Abduction Convention and the Hague Child Protection Convention, including on its issues in its mediation portfolio. I am routinely called on to mediate complex, multi-jurisdictional cases, including international parental child abduction cases. I have chaired a task force for the American Bar Association in International Family Mediation, which designed a week-long global family mediation training. I continue to train mediators in the United States to handle international cases. I am also a fellow of the International Academy of Family Lawyers and sit on its Dispute Resolution Committee. Today, I want to share information on the role of international family mediation in child abduction cases. I will speak about the work already concluded by two prominent international organizations, the Hague Conference on Private International Law and International Social Service. I will also share information on the many benefits of international family mediation and the potential obstacles. I will conclude by addressing the focus of any abduction mediation, the child at issue. Let's begin. The Hague Conference on Private International Law is an international organization headquartered in the city of The Hague in the Netherlands. It works to create international legal instruments to help in private multi-jurisdictional disputes. The instruments aim to promote consistency and uniformity between countries in how certain private disputes are addressed. One of the most successful legal instruments of the organization is the 1980 Hague Child Abduction Convention. You can find more information about this instrument at the Hague Conference's website at www.hcch.net. The Hague Conference has long promoted mediation through its work. In fact, there are three key projects undertaken by the Hague Conference that focus on the issue of mediation. The first project is the Guide to Good Practice on Mediation. This is a soft law publication that focuses on best practices when using mediation in child abduction cases. It elaborates on the qualities and characteristics that cross-border mediators should have. It provides helpful information on mediation, including the need for confidential and voluntary processes, and the use of skilled and experienced mediators to sustain high-quality processes. The second project is the Malta Working Group. This group was created initially to encourage countries with non-Westernized legal systems to become treaty parties to the Hague Abduction Convention. The group expanded by discussing the role that mediation can play when countries do not join the treaty and have no legal mechanisms in place to help return abducted children. The group includes designees from a variety of countries and legal systems, and about 10 years ago, it produced some guiding principles to help countries establish mediation programs for cross-border families. The principles, again, focus on quality, skill, and the integrity of the process. The third project is a recent and ongoing project. In 2013, the Hague Conference undertook work to look at the concern of countries that after mediation or other voluntary dispute resolution process, the agreement that results is not always binding country to country. An experts group researched and explored this issue and prepared an initial draft of a practical guide to address this issue. The practical guide is at present with the Hague Conference's staff and is being reviewed and edited. The hope is that it will be produced towards the conclusion of this year. The second international organization that has devoted its efforts to expanding the use of mediation globally for these complex family disputes is International Social Service, headquartered in Geneva, Switzerland. ISS has focused its work on practical tools for families and mediators. Its projects include a book for parents who are considering mediation, which explains why mediation is a good process and provides easy to understand explanations that answer many of the questions that parents have when choosing a dispute resolution process. The second project was a charter of basic principles that mediators must follow to uphold the integrity of the mediation process. And the final project was a template for a global network of mediation professionals that can set standards, provide resources, share information, and serves as a point of contact for families who wish to use mediation in their cross-border family dispute. Mediation itself is an excellent tool for child abduction cases. Many child abduction cases, particularly those that are addressed through the Hague Child Abduction Convention, involve multiple layers of litigation. The first layer is typically a court action to resume some amount of status quo for the child. It is intended to stabilize the child back in their home jurisdiction so that the parents can fight over custody in the appropriate court. Once the immediate or emergency situation of the child's temporary residence is resolved, then the parents go to that court and try to resolve a more permanent schedule for the child and decide which parent can make major decisions on behalf of the child. With 2 layers of court cases and double the amount of legal fees, a family could potentially be in litigation for years over this child's custody. If either parent appeals any of the court orders, it will prolong the process and increase the costs. During this entire time, the child is in limbo with no clear direction over where she will be living in the future, when she will see her parents, and who makes decisions related to her well-being. Mediation can help. When parents mediate a child abduction case, they are typically mediating more than just whether the child should be returned to her habitual residence. The parents are also mediating the child's future, including her schedule to see both parents, her residence, and her care. Mediation could, in the end, result in much lower costs for the family and help generate a much faster result. When the parents decide that they want to have a conversation with the help of a neutral mediator, the process can be structured a variety of ways. Mediation is very flexible. Mediation can harness technology to make it more accessible. The parents can connect using video conference, email, WhatsApp, or any other technology. A mediator can use online forums to gather information, electronic signature platforms to have the parents sign agreements, and document sharing programs to help the parents craft a comprehensive agreement. In the situation of a global family, where the parents may be in different countries, using remote mediation can save the parents the cost of traveling to be in the same place at the same time to have a conversation. In cases of child abduction, a parent may not be able to travel. A parent may be prohibited from entering the other country for immigration reasons. With child abduction being a criminal act in some countries, including the United States, the abducting parent may also be unable to travel if there's a criminal warrant for that parent's arrest. Most importantly, however, mediation can serve as a creative outlet for the parents to discuss a variety of issues that are unlikely to be addressed by any court adequately. They can discuss future plans for their child and even discuss the costs associated with these plans. They can talk about how to instill their cultural and religious heritage in their child. They can talk about how to include other family members in the child's life. They can even address what will happen if there is another pandemic and travel is impossible for the child, and how they will facilitate remote access to ensure the child's safety. Despite all of the benefits of mediation in these cross-border cases, the mediators and the parents need to be cautious. First, if a parent does not have proper legal advice before engaging in mediation, or if the mediator does not understand the complex legal systems in place, a parent may prejudice their future legal arguments to see their child or have that child returned to their home. A parent also needs to undertake the difficult task of finding a skilled and experienced mediator. There are no global standards that mediators must meet before handling a cross-border case. Relatively few mediators know or understand the complex laws that are part of these child abduction cases. Fewer mediators understand the practical and cultural components of a case. In the United States, only a handful of mediators have ever handled an international child abduction case. There are inconsistent rules and standards for mediation and mediators across this country, and so it is difficult to locate a good, highly skilled, and competent mediator for a cross-border case. If you find a skilled mediator, given the increased use of technology and remote mediation, the mediator can be located anywhere and still be able to help with your case. If the parents can find a skilled mediator, there remain additional obstacles. The parents may need to employ an interpreter, may need to find the right technology to participate in mediation, and need to navigate somewhat significant time zones. It is not uncommon that one parent is mediating very early in the morning, while another is mediating very late at night. One remaining issue that needs to be addressed is the child. When you are mediating a child abduction case, the child is the focus of the parents' discussion. The mediator, in addition to their other skills, needs to be able to focus the parents on this child and the child's needs. A mature child may also have views on what is happening, and a skilled mediator may be able to facilitate hearing those views, either directly or by having a representative for the child participate in the mediation. Some mediators can speak directly to the child during the process to then help better focus the parents. There are a variety of ways to include the child's voice in the process, but it does require some skill and practice by the mediator the parents choose. That wraps up my introduction to child abduction mediation. These are highly complex cases. They require highly skilled, culturally sensitive, and child-focused mediators who have a solid understanding of the legal issues. While there are not many mediators who match this high threshold, the fluid and flexible structure of mediation and the increase in accessible technology may make it much easier to find a mediator who can help the family. Thank you for listening to this introduction.